A 1.55 anamorphic lens on a smartphone. Is it looking any good? Is the footage looking cinematic? Well, let's find out. Hey, what's up guys, Julian from smartphonefilmmakingpro.com here, the ultimate online course about smartphone filmmaking. And in this video we will review the anamorphic lens from the company Sandmarc. I have tested anamorphic lenses in the past, but the difference with this one is that this does not have a squeeze factor of 1.33, but this one has a squeeze factor of 1.55. This means that the final image is going to be stretched even further and that you will get an even wider field of view with your image. The really cool part about smartphone filmmaking is that you can actually shoot proper anamorphic video. And I really mean this because if you search for anamorphic lenses, I mean proper anamorphic lenses for bigger cameras, you will have to invest several $1,000s for an anamorphic lens like this. On the other hand, for a smartphone anamorphic lens like we are reviewing today, you will have to pay about $150, but like I said, then you will have a proper anamorphic image. The company Sandmarc was kind enough to send this unit my way. However, as always, they did not tell me what I have to say. They did not sponsor this video. So everything that you're going to hear throughout this video is 100% my true and honest opinion. But nevertheless, a huge thanks to Sandmarc for sending this my way. In the past, I have tested some ND/PL filters from Sandmarc, and overall the products that you can get from them is just very high quality. So in case you want to check out the gear for yourself, there is a link below in the video description. So when you order this anamorphic lens, you get a small little package. Inside of the package is a small little pouch, and inside of the pouch there is the anamorphic lens itself. And when you take the lens in your hand, you can feel that this is a very heavy piece of glass, which means that it feels premium and that it feels very high quality. And I can confirm it does not only feel like high quality, it also is. Besides the lens itself and the pouch, you also get a little clamp that you can use to mount it onto any smartphone, and you also get a case that supports your phone. Unfortunately, when I ordered this lens, I still had the iPhone 12 Pro, and ever since I upgraded to the 13 Pro, also the form factor changed, so I cannot use the case, but you still get one and it feels very high quality. So this basically means that at the moment I can only use the lens with the clamp that is inside of the package, but to be honest, this is not a huge deal for me and not a deal breaker at all. And also all the test footage that you are seeing throughout this video was shot with this clamp and also with my 13 Pro. But if you can, I would definitely recommend that you use the case that you get with this lens because it's just easier and it feels better and it's more secure and so on. So next up, let's talk about the most important thing, and that is the image quality. How good is it actually looking when you are using this lens, for example, with the iPhone 13 Pro? And overall, I have to say that I'm really satisfied with the quality that you can get with this lens. You can see the footage that I'm cutting in between of the shots of me, and I think this is looking really good. Some anamorphic lenses have the problem that at the edges, they are a little unsharp, and also with this one, you cannot get really close to your objects, but that's just, the physics of anamorphic lenses. That's just how they are. But overall, I feel like, this lens adds a lot of cinematic touch to your image, and even more compared to those 1.33 anamorphic lenses. I just feel like, this really has a certain and specific look to the image. And that is also something that I personally really like with those anamorphic lenses, and with this one in specific, is the overall, professional and cinematic look that you get with this. It's not only the aspect ratio itself, but how the overall image is looking when you are using a lens like this. This just adds a certain look, and that is something that I personally really dig and really like. And before we're going to be talking about the things that I didn't like about this lens and also about the lens flares, that is something that is very cool with these anamorphic lenses, I would like to talk very briefly about Smartphone Filmmaking Pro. In case you are interested in filming professional videos with your smartphone, we have created a totally free 30-minute webinar for you guys where I revealed top 5 secrets to shooting cinematic videos with your smartphone. It's the first link below that like button. You can sign up for free, you can check it out, and you will definitely improve your video quality. So check it out. But now let's talk about the lens flares. Something that is very iconic iconic with anamorphic lenses is having those strong and visible horizontal flares on your screen. And the anamorphic lens from Sandmarc does not disappoint here at all. When you are facing a bright object like the sun, for example, or a bright light, you get some very noticeable and awesome looking blue horizontal, J.J. Abrams style lens flares that I personally really dig. Something that I didn't really like about this lens, when you are using it like this and you clamp it onto, your smartphone, and the phone that you have does have optical and also electronical stabilization. When you are panning around, sometimes it happens that you get a little vignette because, the sensor is moving around and so on. So that's just something that I didn't really like, especially when I was rocking the setup on a gimbal or just shooting handheld, and that when I was in motion, when I was just holding it still, this was not an issue. And something that I have also mentioned before is, the edges, they are not super sharp. I feel like it's better with this lens compared to all the other ones that I have tested before, but that's still something that is worth noting. And like I also said before, the close distancing with these anamorphic lenses, you are pretty limited. So I think it's like 30 centimeters or something like this. That is the closest possible focus that you can get. But overall, I have to say I'm really happy with this lens and I like the results and I love shooting with them. This just, opens up a ton of new creative possibilities, and I can highly recommend that you try it out for yourself. Like I said, I have links down below where you can check it out for yourself. But that's basically it. If you guys have any further questions, make sure to let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.